Yeah. We live with Mikey T, the movie star, right here on Report Card Radio, man. Y'all niggas stay tuned in, man. It's going down. Philly shit. Easy.
First of all, actually, before we even get into it, man, I want to say all due respect to Freeway. R.I.P. to Freeway's son. Very sorry to hear about that.
My condolences. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. But I wanted to ask you a little bit about that notorious battle, man, and just, you know, I mean, can you tell me how the battle with Freeway actually came about?
I was with Swizz, and we had to go to the studio to work on this Mary J. Blige song that Swizz produced. Jay-Z was rapping on it, but they did it like a long time ago. And some of the shit that Jay-Z was rapping about was a little outdated, maybe some of the clothes or something. So they wanted to like update the song, switch to adjust the beat a little bit, and Jay-Z would do like a different verse. Jay-Z wasn't there and Mary wasn't there. It was just me and Swizz. We in the studio and Swizz working on the music. I get hungry, so I get the driver to take me to McDonald's. And while I'm going to McDonald's in the car, I hear Roc-A-Fella on the radio. And this one they had that time is like a legendary time that they was on the radio in New York, and they was all rapping and going crazy on that jump. And Jay-Z was saying that he had the hottest young boys in the world and they was willing to battle. And he said somebody called up the radio station and asked to battle, but they only had $1,000. So he was like, holla, and they was making fun of niggas, and they wasn't talking about me, but just me coming up at that time and being the young nigga that was really active. I just felt like they was talking about me. So when I came back from the McDonald's, I went in the studio and I'm like, yo, Swizz, these niggas was just on the radio talking crazy, like talking about this. He like, yeah, well, it don't matter because Jay-Z about to come to the studio anyway. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm just sitting over there on the couch, and not too long after that, Jay-Z come. But he like come by himself. He don't come with none of them or nothing. You know what I mean? And Swizz introduced me as the hottest, you know what I mean, up and coming artist. Like, I'm his artist, I'm hot as shit. And he like, what? Hove like, what? You ain't just hear my young boys on the radio? I got the hottest young boys. What? Like, he don't even look. Then he start coming at me. He like, man, yo, this nigga don't even look big enough for Beanie. Look how small he is. Like, I know you don't want it with Free. He's like, what? How old is you? What I gotta put you against my 16-year-old Chris? Cause you look a little young. And he started like coming at me. Then he sat next to me and start really coming at me. So back then I was like a little high-headed. This before I had any success. I was like straight off the street. So I stood up. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a who you called through here. I would kill any of them niggas. Like, I don't give a like, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, but he wasn't familiar with me at the time. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of niggas be having little rappers, but he must not have knew the type of rapper I was. So he called them through. Yeah, we got some nigga in the studio. I need y'all to come through. So he start calling niggas through. Swizz start calling niggas through. Rough Riders was in the studio right down the street. So niggas started pulling up. Next thing you know, Beans come through with Oskino, Chris, all them niggas come through, and we're free. And when they all came in the room, all our niggas in the room now, cameras rolling, like, now, who you say you wanted to battle? I'm like, nigga, I told you, I ain't say I wanted to battle none of these niggas. I told you any of these niggas could get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when they started like, yo, who gonna go? Who gonna go? And the niggas like, free, go ahead, free. And I guess probably because Free just killed it on the radio and they was working on his project at the time. Free was like that, like one of the top niggas. But I don't think that was a good decision, especially because they was working on this project and the type of style he got. I don't think, because I'm from Philly. I know them. Like, I know everybody that's there. I know how they rap. So I'm thinking they going to definitely choose Beans. You know what I'm saying? But Beans knew how I give it up. When he came in the room, he like, oh, shit, B from the Cypher. You know what I mean? He knew. They didn't tell him it was me. So they thinking it's just some regular nigga. So they come in there and they see me. They like, oh, shit. So I'm thinking, like, if they don't pick Beans, they got to at least pick Oskino. Like, you know what I'm saying? They can't pick Free. Like, with that in and out flow he got is
right.
high on beat. But battle style, it's gonna be hard to catch niggas. And they kept picking free, free, free. So I'm like, and that's how the shit went down. And that's why if you watch the free battle, he like, man, like when I'm like, you ain't fucking with me. He like, man, you want to bet? I'm like, nigga, we could bet. We could do whatever. You not fucking with me. That's why I'm saying it like that, because I thought they was going to replace free with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted them to do. But they ain't do that. And that's how the shit went down.
Well, you definitely got the number 2 guy, if you could even look at it like that, because, I mean, Beanie, Freeway, the Young Guns all became formidable artists under the Roc. But I want to ask you, Cass, who did Jay-Z and Swizz look at as the winners of that battle?
Oh, you already know. You already know. Like, they was frustrated at Free. Mac was screaming on Free when he left. Why the fuck you stop? Like, it was like a... But after they all left, Jay-Z still had to stay. The latest verse for the Mary J. Blige song I was telling you about. So I'm in there, I'm rolling up, and he gave me my props. Like, you know what I'm saying? He slept on me before that, but niggas ain't had no choice. It was, like, obvious. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he quit, like, put on a beat. Nah, straight raw. He quit. He stopped rapping. So back then, before, like, these new battle leagues and all that shit, those is the rules. Like, once you pause or mumble, the other person start rapping again. And if you stop or you quit, it's over. It's like you lost. It's like that's how it used to be. So it was clear in everybody's eyes who won.
So I said that maybe the most likely versus battle for you would be Meek Mill. But do you ever see something happening with Freeway again in the future? Maybe a versus or even just a rematch battle?
Nah, I don't think that'd be a good idea right now. Like, you know what I mean? After all of this time, I'm not really interested in battling them, but I would, you know what I'm saying? I'll battle anybody if the situation is right. You know what I mean? I'll battle my wife, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who it is. Like, if the money right, situation right, we can make it happen. One of the songs I was just listening to is one of the joints we did with Static Selector. I was talking about some chess shit in it. Like, I did this chess scheme. Not Bobby Fischer or Joshua Wakeskin, but I'm great with the pen flow, tougher than snakes. Y'all gotta pull it up. It's me and Free on the Static Selector, John, and we did some other shit too. Like me and Free, we worked after the battle. Hopefully we might work again, but as far as battling, I don't know. And the versus, I don't know if Free would be a good versus for me, but I mean, I'm willing to do it. It don't matter. I do a versus against anybody. My clip's so crazy. If you go on any of these platforms and you look at how much material I drop and look at my top songs, it's like dudes that's been out 10, 20 years even before me don't got a catalog that huge. Like, so I got a lot of shit that I could touch on. So I'm ready. It don't matter.
I mean, I could think of 10 off the top of the head, you know what I mean, just to get started, just the first hour.
Like, I'm going to bring out some sneak stuff that people not probably even aware that I wrote. And when I play these joints, it's like, I got a lot of stuff, so I'm ready.
Right. Even down to your commercially appealing street records. You know what I mean?
So,
B-Boy Stance, AM to the PM.
That's the reason why I don't think I got no competition, because I go so crazy with the bars and just blacking out so crazy on that street shit and that hard shit that it's going to be hard to find anybody that could just go that hard. But if they do go anywhere near that hard, they'll never have top 40 records, like big records. So to do both is like pretty much impossible. And there's not too many artists that could match that. So it's going to be hard to find a person that'd be a good versus for me.
So did you ever get to have that battle with Beanie Sigel?
Nah. Beanie Sigel always respected how I gave it up. He actually a fan of how I battle. He used to be tapped into the cypher. And when I first met him, he told me that he used to listen to me all the time. And that's why when the Freeway battle happened, he came in like, oh shit, B from Philly, because he knew me. Like, he knew how I was giving it up. But after that, you know what I mean, we developed a relationship. We did records. The record with me, him, and Fabulous, you already know. That's a record I put together, had Beans come through because I always wanted to do some shit with him. So I put that together with them.